All right, all you action film fans. So, here is the deal. So, John Wick 5 is confirmed. So, according to what I'm reading right here, so this was an entry on Wikipedia, and this was also confirmed by Screen Rant too. So, they were talking about some stuff with John Wick 4 and blah, blah, blah. In October of 2024, one of the filmmakers stated that the script has gone through various iterations, but that it would not move forward until he, Keanu Reeves, and a few others were satisfied with the story. The filmmaker revealed that the project would not continue directly from Chapter 4, but will be a separate storyline. By April of 2025, the movie was officially announced at CinemaCon. That's like a Comic Con convention for theater owners. Reeves will reprise his role, and Stahelski will direct. Let me see. Basil? Okay, wow. Basil, IW, Erica Lee, Stahelski, and Reeves will serve as producers. The following month, Stahelski explained that the plot will not feature the High Table and will instead see Wick facing new threats after completing his confrontations with the previous organization. The project will be a joint venture production between Lionsgate, Thunder Road Films, and 8711 Entertainment. Now, here's what we see according to Screen Rant. I'm sorry, this isn't Screen Rant, this is CBR. It looked like it was Screen Rant because it had the same colors to it. My bad. I missed that. So, Keanu Reeves' one big condition for John Wick 5 return, reportedly revealed, and it's understandable. This article was published by Jody Brown. Lionsgate's recently announced action sequel, John Wick 5, sees Keanu Reeves' titular assassin rise from the seemingly dead after seemingly meeting his fate in Chapter 4. However, if Reeves suits up as Baby Yaga one more time, the acclaimed actor reportedly has one condition for his return, and it's an understandable one. According to a source called In Touch, Reeves made it known behind the scenes that he's particular about which stunts he chooses to do, given the physical toll these films have taken on his body over the years. According to a source close to the situation, Reeves has a touch-and-go approach with the fifth film, being honest about his physical limitations as the sequel's script comes together, not looking to put himself through the ringer too much. Now, the source says, what's happening with John Wick right now is the slow walk-up that goes along with any Keanu Reeves movie these days. The script is being written, and Keanu is being perfectly honest about what he's willing and not willing to do stunt-wise. There's no faking this. He's being totally honest about what he can and can't do, and he had put his body through hell for these movies. Though Reeves agreed to return as Wick for the fifth film, which moved forward in April at Lionsgate, he was admittedly hesitant, casting doubt on a comeback due to its physical demands. Along with the physical questions, Reeves also questioned whether the movie would be made at all given Chapter 4's ending that saw Wick left for dead. What will happen in John Wick 5? The story for John Wick 5 remains under wraps. However, director Chad Stahelski has thrown around some hints as to what the sequel could look like. He insisted that the fifth film's story would be different from the previous franchise installments, claiming that it wouldn't involve another extensive saga between Wick and the High Table. The stuntman turned filmmaker also suggested that the fifth film may be the neo-noir action film series' most visually ambitious project yet, taking the film to some fresh global venues. Okay, I didn't know he was a stunt person. Okay, that's interesting. Keanu is the only confirmed name for the fifth film's cast. However, fellow franchise mainstay Lawrence Fishburne hinted that he could return as Wick's associate, the Bowery King, in the sequel. Meanwhile, Ana de Armas, who stars alongside Reeves in the John Wick spin-off movie Ballerina, which I just saw and did a review of, that movie was great, has indicated her interest in a potential John Wick 5 feature. Ballerina, set between the third and fourth films, sees Reeves' Wick cross paths with Ana de Armas' Eve Macaro, a ballerina assassin training at the Ruscaroma organization in her quest for vengeance against her father's killers. Ballerina has been well received by critics and audiences, matching Chapter 4 as the highest rated John Wick film by fans. 93% on Rotten Tomatoes popcorn meter. However, the spinoff is on track to make a loss for Lionsgate, having barely made back its $90 million budget. There is no confirmed release date. There is no release date set for John Wick 5. However, fans can still stream all four John Wick films and the TV show on Peacock. So, now, here's another thing that's interesting. So, this same source that was posted by somebody else, this was posted by Jalen Smoot. He says, wait a minute. John Wick 5 would be awesome, but it's best to leave the series alone. See? See? Once they get to like the third or fourth film, there's always that, oh, they're doing too much and let's just leave it alone. They should have stopped at 2 or 3 or whatever. Look, so it says here, over the last decade, the John Wick film series has solidified itself as arguably the greatest action movie franchise in history. It's definitely one of the best. For me personally, it's at number 4 behind Terminator, Taken, and Fast and Furious. But hey, an opinion is an opinion. We all have them. Spanning 4 films and a TV show, the John Wick franchise chronicles the titular character and skilled assassin John Wick's attempt to retire from the criminal underworld. The series began with the seismic 2014 debut of John Wick, which laid the foundation for the film series with an impressive 86% fresh score and introduced the complicated, dangerous lifestyle of the infamous assassin. Since its inception, the John Wick franchise has grossed over $1 billion at the box office, a rare feature for a film series. Given its immense popularity and robust commercial success, many have pined for a 5th installation of the film series. Despite fans clamoring for more, John Wick star Keanu Reeves recently poured cold water on the potential of another sequel. Now let's see. While Hollywood has a history of resurrecting beloved characters, Reeves's last comment suggests that John Wick's fate is permanent. When asked about the possibility of a 5th film, he said, so Reeves left little room for speculation. Apparently he told Comic Book, which is it's a source, Comic Book, apparently he said, the character's dead. He died in the 4th film. He said, right now, there isn't. Right now, there isn't. Like, talking about a 5th film. Now, it also says right here, John Wick 4 was the perfect send-off for the infamous assassin. Since its 2014 inception, this series has evolved into one of Hollywood's most celebrated action franchises, boasting near-flawless choreography and chock full of popcorn-worthy fight scenes. The film series has left an undeniable imprint on the genre. Okay, so, and there's like a whole bunch here too. So now, John Wick director teased that the titular character could return, but likely won't. I don't know. They did announce it at the CinemaCon, so maybe this article came out a little bit before. Oh, actually, you know what? That's why. This article right here came out in March. In April, they confirmed it at CinemaCon. So, okay, that makes sense. I get why they're saying that. So, honestly, you know how I am. I'm one of these people that says, listen, I'm not too picky when it comes to this type of stuff. I'm not one to sit there and say, oh, well, they've done too many of these movies, they need to stop, or they have to do more. It's like, hey, I've always been this. With TV shows and movies, I don't care how much of it you do. So if this was a TV show, and let's say they only had 1 season, 6 episodes, or if it was 5 seasons, 22 episodes each. My thing is, however you end it, just don't let it be a cliffhanger. Now, I'm completely open to the idea of a 5th film. Like I said, I just love the action thriller scenes. I mean, flamethrowers, knives, guns, car crashes, falling down, all that stuff. You just put that on the big screen, you got my attention. So, and also to be fair, like I said, that also has to be a good movie. It has to make sense. So, but as far as when it'll be released, there's no telling. And like I said, look, we're in 2025 now, so if it does get released, it probably won't be till 2027. There's no way it's getting released next year. I can tell you that right now. That's not happening. If it wasn't for that writer's strike, the 4th film would have been released a little bit earlier. Or no, actually, to be fair, no, I would say the 4th film may have been released a little bit earlier, but then Ballerina would have been released earlier, which means they would have greenlit this film earlier, and it would have been released by 2026. I don't know. That's just my guess. I'm speculating. But I don't know. All you John Wick fans out there, you tell me. What do you think about the idea of a fifth film? Do you think that they should go along and do it? Are you excited about it? Or do you think it's tiresome and they should just give up and just leave it where it is now? I don't know. What's your take on it? So, of course, you already know me. Now, I done got so hooked on action films recently these past couple years and catching up on a bunch of other action films that I missed. So, I'm glad that I saw Ballerina in theaters because I didn't see the first four Wick movies in theaters. I watched them all on Peacock. And I'm like, where was I at during this time? I should have been in the theaters for this. So, whenever the fifth film does come out, if it comes out, then I'll be there in theaters for it. And I'm going to do my best to try to be there on opening weekend. So, I don't know. You give me your take. Subscribe to my YouTube. The link is in the comment section if you're watching it on Facebook. Go to my About section for Facebook and YouTube. The links to my Twitter, TikTok, and Instagram are all there. Give me a subscription. Help me out. I'm trying to reach 500 subscribers by the end of the year. So that's my take on that. Stay tuned.